Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dahlia Society. My name is Kristen. Today I'm going to bring you a dress that I promised you, and that is the I Love the 90s dress by Ellie and Mac. As soon as I saw this, it was reminiscent of something I wore back in the early 90s. I had a maxi length version I spoke about that I wore with like black lace up boots, and I love that dress. And I know things come back around every, say 20 years or more. And so when I found this pattern, I thought this is exactly the pattern I've been looking for. One of the features that stood out to me about this dress, not only with that beautiful scoop neckline, where the waistline gathers are, it's that beautiful curved line that almost accentuates that pleating at the waist where the draping is. The curved bit at the waist there is much more flattering than I think that when the waist is just straight across gathered. And now, the thing I find the hardest about finding a gathered waist skirt is where those gathers hit. If you had them too high, it can look a bit maternity looking. Too low, it can give you that almost like a drop waisted effect. It doesn't look that flattering when you have a gathered skirt. So I was really happy to see that it has that curved line there, and I think it just sits beautifully on most body shapes. On Ellie and Mac's website, you'll see a lot of different shaped models have made this, and there's some fantastic results, and it's a really lovely flattering dress on. Now, as far as sewing it, I made this up in a lovely rayon jersey from Spotlight in the leopard print, of course, which I thought would go back beautifully with my autumn wardrobe. This is a perfect dress for wearing over tights or leggings. I think it's fantastic and comfortable, and it's the sort of thing you could quite easily wear at home. But happy with the way it falls. I made the size large, and I knew it would have a lot of ease in it because of all the gathers. It's very easy to construct. I know when I saw the fabric requirements, it did say 3 meters, and I thought, well, that's pretty fabric hungry. But the reason for that is because you've got that double line bodice, which I love. I love having that extra support around the bust and the waist. That lovely doubled up bodice, I think, always gives a beautiful sleek line to a dress or a top. And also, I think it's great when you're wearing a bra, just to sort of disguise the shape of your bra or the straps. I just think it's a much nicer way to construct a dress. But if you're short on fabric and you're thinking that's way too much fabric to use, then by all means I would go ahead and just do it with the single bodice, and you could always overlap the neckline or even add a bias binding neckline to that. It's really up to you. If you're confident with doing a neck binding, you could always add that as well. But if you're wanting to follow the directions as specified, the double bodice is why you're using that bit of extra fabric. Now, I had the 3 meters, and of course that was for a size large. And I made the dress up with extra length because I always do that. You should know by now from watching me that I'm always adding length to things and usually taking length back off again. I added about a good 10 inches to this dress because it looked like it hit right on the knee, and I probably wouldn't wear it quite that short. I like things to be just under my knee. So when I tried it on with the extra 10 inches, it was way too long. It's fine for a maxi dress, but I didn't want a maxi dress style. I wanted more of that midi length. So I then took another probably 5 inches back off that. So all in all, I probably added about 3 inches to the length, and I'm really happy with that. And I'll show you some video footage of me, and I think it's a fantastic dress to style. If you had a basic black or a basic any type of basic color like a khaki or a navy, you could do so much with this. You could add patterned scarves, you could put costume jewelry, you could put a lovely beaded necklace on and really set it off. So I think it's that kind of really good basic staple pattern to have in your wardrobe, and comfortable as well. It's a really comfortable design, and it would be brilliant as a maternity dress. I think it'd be fantastic for that because you've got quite a lot of room in the front there. But yeah, I love the fact that it doesn't look too maternity when you've got it on. I think it just gives that lovely line to things with that curved waistline. I also opted out of pockets because I don't like too much bulk around my hips with pockets. I think it would have been fine with a jersey spandex because it's a lot more drapey, but if you're using a thicker type of stretch fabric, it can add a lot of bulk. But that's a personal thing. Now, I know a lot of you guys are screaming through that screen saying, you took the pockets out, are you crazy? Well, if you know me by now, and also I think Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles, she doesn't like pockets either, and she takes them out of most of her styles. So we tend to do that quite a bit, but it really depends on the garment. And if your garment has got a feature pocket on the front that is part of the styling, I usually leave that on. If it's part of a side seam pocket, I usually take it out because I don't like the bulk, and I don't like the fact if they don't sit flat. I think sometimes it can ruin the shape of the dress. So I wanted as much drape as possible. I'll stand back a little bit so you can see just the amount of drape this viscose round jersey has. I just think it's lovely in a round jersey because of that draping quality, that heavier kind of knit drape. I just think you're spot on if you pick this kind of fabric. I think it would work really well in an ITY drapey jersey if you wanted something a little bit lighter, although I prefer sometimes the rayon jersey because I find it's a little bit more breathable. ITYs can get a little bit warmer to wear. It really depends on what your preference is. I think you could do this in any length sleeve. You can do it in a short sleeve, 3/4, long sleeve. You could really hack it. You could put a bell-shaped sleeve or even a bishop sleeve. I think would look lovely on this as well. But I wanted to keep it nice and simple because I wanted the skirt to do all the talking, and that lovely pleating around the waist and the drape I think really sets the pattern off. Now, this is the first Ellie and Mac pattern I have made, and I was really happy with the instructions. Were brilliant. At the moment, they do have a 60% off sale, which is fantastic. I think they're trying to keep everybody busy and keep everybody sewing. So I would highly recommend this pattern. There is a layering function as well. If you're wanting to print out just your size, you can easily do that on your Acrobat reader and untick all those other size boxes, which makes it really easy to put together then. Yeah, just found the fit and the sizing to be spot on. Another thing to make sure you have got is clear elastic, and you'll know when you see the instructions why it adds that stability to the waistline where you've got all that gathering and you've got quite a lot of fabric there, and it can get quite weighty. Even though it's a lightweight round jersey, it can get quite weighty. So you do need that stability of having the clear elastic, which you sew along. When you sew the bodice to the skirt, you sew that clear elastic with it, and it just gives that extra stability to the garment, and it stops it dropping out of shape as well. So I'm really happy with how that's come up. Very hackable. As I say, you could do a maxi, you could have it any length you like. Really, really happy with the design. It's exactly what I was looking for. So I will wear this to death for the next few months. I can guarantee you that. Now, another dress I know reminded me of this dress when I was, as far as construction wise goes, and that is the Manetta from Colette patterns. This is one of the first makes I made many years ago, and I have still got it in my wardrobe. And I know I loved this dress a lot. It really reminded me of the construction side of things with the clear elastic and the gathered waist. It's a lovely dress on as well. If you're wanting a bit more of that vintage looking or a bit more of that timeless looking style dress, this is a fantastic one to choose. Lovely boat neck design. This one hasn't got the double bodice, but you can make it as that, especially when you're doing the sleeveless design, because it keeps all those seams in and has a lovely clean shoulder, clean armhole when you're doing sleeveless. But that one's a 3/4 sleeve, and I left the pockets in that one. This is yeah, a lovely fabric I got from Spotlight a few years back. This is a little bit more of a weightier rayon jersey, but yeah, it's come up beautiful. I'll pop some photos so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But this was a real cult pattern, probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I know it's still one of their very popular styles on their website for seam work and collet patterns as well. So not quite as much gathering on the skirt. You'll notice it's a little bit less gathered, more of a streamlined waist fit. Just a really clean looking dress that, as I say, could wear it over the years, and I've popped the little denim jackets over the top of it. Great different seasonal dress too. You can wear through all seasons. You can wear it with tights for winter and little sandals for summer. But that's make sure you don't overlook that. I think that's a very handy pattern and has been made a lot through the years. So it's a very popular little dress. I would highly recommend making that one as well. So it's Manetta by Colette Patterns. Now, if you don't already subscribe to my channel, don't forget. That way you won't miss out on any new episodes arriving. And also to follow me, jump over on Instagram and follow me at the Dahlia Society. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up. That way it will help my channel. And I'll be definitely looking at Ellie and Mac patterns in the future, because I think there's quite a few really comfortable looking styles, especially for the whole family. They have got a big range of patterns to suit just about everybody, and a fantastic size range as well. I'm sure a lot of people would have worn this style dress with Doc Martens, and of course they're all back in fashion again. They haven't really left, so it really reminds you that things don't go away, they stay around forever, and sometimes they just need to go in and out of fashion to make you recognize just how popular they were and why. So thanks for watching again today. Until next time, bye for now.